Hey, Today All Day, we've got a great show for you on this Monday morning, including an all-day exclusive chat you can only see here. But let's kick it off with Pop Start. The Global Citizen Festival brought together some of the biggest names. Plus, we got a sneak peek at season 2 of Bridgerton. Take a look.
Let's start Pop Start with the Global Citizen Live fundraising event that took place in Central Park over the weekend. The biggest stars in Hollywood and music showed up to support the cause with performances from Coldplay, Lizzo, and BTS. But who else can steal the stage like your buddy Hoda, Jennifer Lopez? Check out this moment from J-Lo's performance of her big summer smash. Wrapping up their New York tour, Prince Harry and Meghan also stopped by the Global Citizen stage to call out vaccine inequality around the world. And here's a little bit of what they had to say.
This year, the world's expected to produce enough doses to meet the target of vaccinating 70% of people in every single country. But it is wrong that so much of the vaccine supply has only gone to just 10 wealthy nations so far and not everyone else.
My wife and I believe that where you're born should not dictate your ability to survive.
All right, next up, Bridgerton. Netflix held a massive online fan event over the weekend. What? Previewing the streaming services.
Do Despacito?
What? Yeah, I don't know. Upcoming slate for their original movies and shows, including season 2 of the smash hit. Eldest Bridgerton brother Anthony set to take center stage. And in a first look at the new season, we see him chasing after series newcomer Kate Shama, played by Simone Ashley. Here's a peek of that.
You take issue with my requirements?
I take issue with any man who views women merely as chattels and breeding stock.
None of that was meant for you.
Viscount Bridgerton, yes. When you manage to find this paragon of virtue, whatever makes you think she will accept your suit? Are the young ladies of London truly so easily won by a pleasing smile and absolutely nothing more?
So you find my smile pleasing?
I find your opinion of yourself entirely too high. Your character.
You guys watch Bridgerton?
Yeah.
Even Craig watches
Two do,
Bridgerton.
and two don't.
You do.
Craig and
You know
Al don't
you
watch
do.
it.
I did.
I don't know
Yes,
what's
you do.
on there.
I'm not proud of it, but I did.
I have not watched it.
That's popular. That show's really popular.
It's really good.
Season 2 of Bridgerton set to hit
Have
Netflix
you watched What If?
next year.
No, she has not.
Speaking of Netflix, we've got another first look from the streamers' weekend event. This one previewing the highly anticipated film Don't Look Up. Get this, the all-star cast. You got Leonardo DiCaprio, Jennifer Lawrence. They play astronomers who go to the White House to warn the president and chief of staff, who, by the way, is played by Meryl Streep and Jonah Hill, about an asteroid headed towards Earth. What a crazy plot. The only problem, the government does not seem that concerned.
Whoa.
I'm so bored. Just tell us what it is. Seriously, stop.
What Dr. Mindy is trying to say is that there's a comet headed directly towards Earth.
And then what happens? Like a tidal wave?
It will be far more catastrophic. There will be mile-high tsunamis.
So how certain is this?
There's 100% certainty of impact.
Please, don't say 100%.
Can we just call it a potentially significant event?
But it isn't potentially going to happen.
99.78% to be exact.
Oh, great. Okay, so it's not 100%.
How about that cast? That cast and that plot.
I love
The
that.
juxtaposition of that's crazy.
Wow, it's like Asteroid meets Wag the
Right.
Dog.
It's going to be a hit.
Don't Look Up is in select theaters on December 10th, and on Netflix on Christmas Eve you can watch that. And finally, ASAP Rocky. 2 weeks ago, the rapper hit the carpet at the Met Gala looking cozy alongside Rihanna. Now we're learning more about that fluffy quilt. It was like a cape that he was snuggled up in. A woman named Sarah sharing on Instagram that the quilt he was wearing was something that her great-grandmother handmade. It was donated to an antique store in California where A$AP Rocky's designer bought it, picked it up, and made it into that cape and used it as the base for the Met Gala look. Sarah writing, when I saw the Met Gala photo, I realized instantly that had to be the same quilt.
Wow.
Looks like great-grandma Mary went to the Met Gala with A$AP Rocky. Sarah then shared an update that she spoke with the designer who outfitted A$AP Rocky and told her followers, don't worry, I still have plenty of other pieces from great-grandma.
Wow. What a great story.
Wow.
I know that quilt.
Oh, my gosh. Well, it's memorable. Welcome back. Today on the third hour, Al spent his weekend cleaning out his closet, and Craig has an exciting announcement. Check it out.
I see you had a pretty productive weekend. Well, cleaned out the closet. You know, moved from spring, summer to winter, fall.
Wow.
Right in. Cut back. I had been violating over the pandemic. What is that? 1 in, 1 out. Yeah. So I went through, got a lot of stuff I'm donating to my church. And
Bottom right, what is that? What was that? Can we pull that picture?
Wait, I recognize that. Is that from your holiday card?
That's my Christmas jacket.
And you don't want to let that go?
When do you wear that?
At Christmas.
Oh, just on Christmas Day?
Well, the holiday season, if you know.
I've never seen you wear that.
He tried to hide that one in there. Did you see that?
You don't wear that on TV, do you?
No, but I wear it around.
You have so many blazers.
And you and I got.
It was nice.
And how was your
We had a
thing?
guy's lunch.
Had a nice guy's lunch. It was delightful.
Yeah, we just sat outside, had a couple of little aperitivo and some lunch. It was fantastic.
What was for lunch?
What did you have?
I had a lamb kebab, and you had a salad with shrimp.
A salad?
A shrimp salad.
Okay, that sounds nice.
Don't judge me.
Well, I mean, if there are lamb kebabs.
Speaking about lunch, we
had a family picnic this weekend. It was really nice. In the city, we did. We lost Daddy. He was somewhere.
Okay. Well, Daddy wasn't invited to the picnic.
I guess you've got to put on a little tracker on him or something. How careless of you.
We lost him, but we still took a selfie anyway.
Right.
It's to the point now when I take pictures of my kids, I have to bribe them. It's so horrible. They'll be like, so if we take this picture, if we smile, then what do we get? I'm like, no, we're going to take a picture just because.
You get to eat.
Exactly.
You get room and board
in this house.
You were on the cover of Vanity Fair.
That's
just
not
kidding.
true.
He's on the cover issue of Guideposts, Just as Sweet. The article is actually written by you.
Oh,
what did you write about?
You know what? I actually. I haven't read the article yet, but Al said.
But you wrote it.
I did write it. And Al said, Al said it turned out okay. Don't put anybody on the cover of the magazine.
No. It's a very lovely magazine. It's a lovely article, and you and your father both doing just a wonderful thing, shining this light on addiction, and that there is light at the end of the tunnel.
And I also wrote about my faith and the power of prayer. And a lot of times people pray for things. We treat God like he's some sort of genie.
Sure.
God, I want this. And so I write a little bit about my relationship with my faith over time and how it's changed, how it's evolved in a good way. I would contend, but yeah. So hopefully it does some good.
It will do some good.
They clean up those pictures a lot.
Look great.
Oh, come on, you're a good looking guy.
On Thursday, we'll get that. I'm sure you've heard from people who I know for sure who your book has made such a difference.
I've heard from a number of folks.
Yeah.
So just trying to do some good. Trying to get into heaven, Chanel.
There you go.
We'll see.
We all have a little
Hopefully
more work to do.
Hopefully you have some time left.
Welcome back. Today on Hoda and Jenna, Joy Bauer is back with all the details about cooking oils and their health benefits. Take a look.
Well, on our Saturday, we actually planned one thing, and it was there's a place called White Post Farm kind of in our general area.
Yes.
So I thought, well, it's going to be a farm. They'll have pumpkins, and you'll pick some apples and see a cow and la-di-da. This place was cray. So you get there. There literally are kids holding carrot sticks with giraffes reaching over and taking it like from their hands. No, they give baby bottles. You can buy them for like $3, and you take the baby bottle, you feed the goat through the thing. They were like, here, you can feed that. I go, are those zebras? They give you an ice cream cone with like pellets in it or something, and you put the cone out.
Yes.
And these animals.
Were you doing this or your children?
My kids were, but I was like, give me a carrot. I was done. Look,
there they are.
Look, I'm talking about like reaching down. Wait, hi.
First of all,
wait.
Why is Hope a teenager?
Hope is a teenager. She's 2.5. She's not scared. But it was just so. Look, I mean, the giraffe is like in the photo. Like, hey, I'm over here. Gerald from the book is here. But it was so wild and so much fun.
Now, you know what is? First of all, you never went to a pumpkin patch last year, and I know because I never went to. You went before October.
Well, they had a whole patch. You just walked through and you could pick one.
Did you pick the pumpkins?
We picked some pumpkins, and they had like a magic show and a dog show. And it's so spread out that it doesn't feel crowded.
Yes.
The people were so nice. Like, I'm so shocked about how much fun it was. I thought it was going to be one of those kind of, you get pushed through, okay, get the cotton candy.
Yes.
There was a hay ride. We did that. Wait. The kids rode. They have a train. You have to be 3 feet tall or whatever. My 2 girls were sitting by themselves, looking like they couldn't believe it, because they're 2.5 and 4.5. I was watching them on that train. I was just thinking to myself, like, oh my God, and they kept waving, and they would get lost in the weeds and then back again. Anyway.
Well, it was, you know what?
So fun.
I would have met you.
Oh, you would have?
Yeah, I mean, remember the U.S. Open gate? Remember U.S. Open gate?
Oh, you mean when you were with Brad Pitt and Bradley Cooper and I was home? Yes.
Okay, so I was home, and we'd always sort of talked about pumpkin patches, and I live right by that farm.
You do?
I sure do.
Not far.
Not right by is a little exaggerated.
Nearby. Well, how about this next week? Why don't we go again? Because my girls
You're
are saying,
go
and
twice?
they have pony rides. Like it was really that fun.
Okay,
even
you're
for
going to go
grown-ups.
twice, and after you disinfected them with Purell, I'm in.
Okay.
It was Broadway's big night last night. The Tonys.
Wow, yeah.
The 74th annual Tony Awards. It honored the best achievements in the 2019-2020 season because it was postponed.
Well, you know, if you were going to pick one night, I mean, look, there were a lot. Moulin Rouge won a ton of awards.
And Moulin Rouge is so good.
You saw it.
I saw it before the pandemic. It is. I can't tell you how much fun it is. We should also go see that.
I love the movie.
I love the movie, and I will have to. And I loved the movie. I always loved it. But I have to say, I like it even better than the movie.
Okay, I want to see it.
They do all these mashups with current music, which I know sounds like.
No, I love that. That's one of my favorite things.
So good.
Oh, really?
I saw it twice.
Oh, okay.
I saw it twice. I was like, what's happening?
No, I was wondering when. Okay, I'll go with you again.
Okay.
But there was one moment that everybody's talking about. Okay, you guys know from maybe you haven't seen the Broadway show Dreamgirls on Broadway, but you saw the movie. Jennifer Holliday is famous for singing that song, I'm Not Telling You. Jennifer Holliday!
Oh, my gosh.
Wow.
She had everybody on their feet. You know when you can feel somebody singing something?
Yes.
You can feel that.
Yes. So she won the Tony in '82. She portrayed Effie White in Dreamgirls, and she has got a Grammy for that recorded version of the song. And a lot of people remember Jennifer Hudson playing that role in the movie.
Oh my gosh,
wow.
Jennifer Holliday.
That was amazing.
And that was the performance was in tribute to the musical's 40th anniversary.
Oh.
I mean, that's incredible. All right, and as we said, Moulin Rouge won 10 awards. Y'all should go see it if you're in New York. It's
I want to
really
see
good.
that. Okay.
It's really, really good. We should go.
All right, so if you are in the dating world, or if you have been, which most people at least have been at some point, would you end a possible relationship because of horrible table manners? Is that something that would be a deal breaker for you?
If really horrible, yes.
Depends on how horrible, right?
It'd have to be really horrible.
Yeah.
But you know when somebody, like, is just like this?
What do you mean?
With their fork completely around it.
Covering. Who did that? Someone you dated. Did they do it at dinner and you just watched that?
Kind of. Just like
on
slopped
top of it. Well, the survey says that 3 in 5 Americans would end a date early or break up with somebody if they had an annoying food habit.
Okay, the biggest bad food habits, talking with your mouth full.
I know.
Have you ever done it?
Yeah.
Probably me too.
Yeah.
Chewing loudly.
One time I was on a plane happily reading all by myself, and some lady next to me tapped me on the shoulder and said, I cannot stand the way you're chomping on your gum. You need to stop. I was horrified.
What did you say?
I said
did
I was sorry.
Cry?
Yes. And I was in the windows. I was trapped in there. I couldn't get out. You know that feeling?
Oh.
And I felt horrible. Horrible. And I remember just sitting there and I said, do I chew loudly? And I do. I knew I did because my mom always said, you know, you got to stop doing that. But when I was into the book, I just wasn't thinking. I was chomping it, probably snapping it.
You probably were blowing bubbles.
Well, yeah.
But you know what?
It was so
hard?
annoying
What's
for
hard
that lady.
Is that when you get reprimanded, you go back to basically being 5.
Oh, I know.
And being like, okay. Did you kind of want to cry and spit out your gum right away?
I did spit it out right away, and I felt like the whole flight was endless. I was like, get me off this plane. It was the worst. But that is a big no-no for people, chomping.
Chomping is gross. And then also on the list of no-nos, dropping food on the floor and then eating it. It depends where you drop it.
It depends if you're at home. It's fine.
It depends when you drop it. Sometimes I drop things and Henry's like, why what did you just do? Or for example, like there's Cheerios on the ground and you sort of forget and just put it in your mouth. Have you ever done it?
Yeah, well, because I don't mind. Our floor is usually kind of clean.
Cleanish. Okay, well so.
I think to me also just how you treat people, it's so clear at a meal. It's so clear like, are you a good tipper? Are you kind? Are you
That's
polite?
a bigger turnoff to me than bad.
Me too.
Bad eating.
Or I didn't get if you don't get what you want, how do you act about it? Because sometimes things go wrong. That's life.
Exactly.
All right, by now, Olive oil is probably a staple in many of your kitchens, but what about those other oils that you see in the supermarket? You've seen them: avocado oil, grapeseed oil, coconut oil.
If you know nothing about them, because we really don't.
We know nothing.
Okay, we are so happy because today's Masterclass Monday is for all of us. So take notes, okay? Because today nutritionist Joy Bauer is here with everything you need to know.
First of all, this is the first time I'm seeing Joy in person. Okay, I've known you since the beginning of our show, since its inception many, many years ago. And I cannot believe this is the first time I'm laying eyes on you.
I lunged across the studio. We needed the Chariots of Fire music.
All right,
we're so happy.
Let's get busy because extra virgin olive oil has got to be a staple. This is your number one.
Everything.
Extra virgin olive oil is like the king of all oils. And extra virgin comes from the first pressing of olives. So as you can imagine, it has all of the good stuff. It not only has, it's called monounsaturated heart-healthy fat, but it also has a lot of antioxidants. And what's really interesting, too, is that like grapes and wine, olives have a lot of different personalities. So you can get a smooth extra virgin olive oil, or you can get a robust extra virgin olive oil.
Some of them say cold-pressed or whatever. Is there something you're supposed to get, or does it matter?
You know, if you get extra virgin olive oil, because there's tight regulation, you know it's
Extra
a quality.
virgin is
And it has a high smoke point, so it's good for grilling, roasting, sautéing, and obviously salad dressings and marinades.
Some people eat it. Like, have spoonfuls of it. That's kind of a new thing.
Well, we like to just dunk our crusty bread in it, but I don't know that I would just take a spoonful.
What is this, avocado oil?
So this is avocado oil, and be on the lookout, because this is the new kid on the block. And when you look at the makeup of avocado oil, honestly, it's just as impressive as extra virgin olive oil. But here's the thing with it. First off, it also has, I have to say, a higher smoke point than olive oil, and it also has a more neutral-like flavor. So olive oil you wouldn't want to bake with because it brings that olivey taste to you, but avocado you can. The only caveat is it's not so mainstream now, so it's a little bit pricey, and you don't necessarily know what you're getting. But I would say jump forward 2 years from now, that's going to be all over the place.
Next up, we got a bunch to get to.
Okay, canola oil, and I'm going to say, and this is grapeseed oil. Canola oil and grapeseed oil is like a nice versatile oil. They have a high smoke point. When I say high smoke point, that means it's the temperature that an oil will start to break down and provide smoke. So the higher the smoke point, the more versatile it is. These are inexpensive, but I'm going to tell you, they do not have the health perks of extra virgin olive oil or avocado oil.
So you wouldn't, but you would maybe use this in your baking.
Exactly, because there's no flavor. It won't change the flavor of your recipe.
Coconut oil. We think this is
a hottie. People, they think this is the healthiest.
I think this is the healthiest.
Wrong.
Oh, no.
It's a really big myth. It's super trendy and it's very buzzy, but here's the story. Coconut oil is one of the only oils that provides a huge amount of saturated fat. And we know that saturated fat, and through studies, the saturated fat in coconut oil elevates LDL, that's the lousy cholesterol. So here's what I would say. There's a lot of attributes to it. It has something called MCT oil in it. It also, it's solid at room temperature, so it adds a lot of integrity and texture to recipes. Use it as an accent oil, like sparingly.
What's an accent? Like what would, like tell how you would use this.
So what I would say, if a recipe calls for 2 tablespoons of oil, use 1.5 tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil, and then a little bit of the coconut. Exactly.
This is sesame oil.
Sesame oil is fabulous. You only need a little bit. It has a potent, delicious, nutty, yummy flavor. It's for Asian-inspired recipes. You could get regular or toasted. And again, just a little bit is all you need. Really delicious. This one is...
vegetable oil, which... or maybe we might be mixed up.
No, vegetable oil, this might be the sesame. So this is the vegetable oil. And vegetable oil is really, it's confusing. It's an umbrella term for anything that's plant-based. So every single oil we just went through, it falls under the vegetable oil. And because they're usually blends, it's really hard for me to weigh in on the different health attributes.
I usually use that for baking. But
it's another good one for baking, yes.
These are the infused. These are the ones we love.
So I made these last night. This is extra virgin olive oil, and this one I infused with rosemary. I just simmered it with a little bit of rosemary. This one is garlic chili.
I love the garlic chili.
They're so delicious, and I'm going to show everybody on Instagram how to make these because they're so simple.
Rosemary is delicious.
Isn't this great?
You put that on some potatoes or something. Wow, it really did get...
All right, Joy, thank you.
Welcome back to Today Talks on our exclusive content you can only see here on Today All Day.
Hi.
Hi. We're back together.
Yes, we are.
I'm like, what do we have to say?
Well, we have so many things to discuss. Some things are upcoming, and we can't. Can we talk about your interview tomorrow with Alan Jackson?
Yes.
We won't say anything about it, but there have been a lot of people who have been curious about Alan Jackson. He's had some performances, and fans have been curious about what exactly is going on with him.
You know, first of all, he's the most kind, humble, lovely human being. And I didn't realize what he's been through over the last couple of years. His daughter lost her husband who fell at their lake house.
Oh, no.
They had just been married briefly. He lost his mom, who he was so close to. So he hasn't recorded. There was like a 6-year period where he didn't record any music.
Right.
He has a new album out, and he has something really important to share.
Personal.
But it's like he was also kind of nervous, and which I loved,
vulnerable.
and vulnerable, and also was I think, so many times people are like, but other people have bigger things.
You know, it's so interesting is that, first of all, Alan Jackson's people and him called you to have this, to kind of relay this story. And I was just thinking about sometimes the awesome responsibility of this job, because sometimes we forget about those kind of things. But sometimes I remember feeling this a lot when I was working at Dateline and other times too, but people are trusting you with their secret. And they want it handled with kid gloves.
Yes.
And it's so personal. And sometimes these are things they've never spoken about before. You're the person they're talking to. And it's such an awesome responsibility when you think about sitting across from someone and they're saying something that, just like Alan Jackson is about to tell you, something he's never said before publicly. And he's relying on you to take care of him. And aren't you sometimes, I'm so nervous, am I going to do this?
And that, yes, in this case, but always, right?
Yeah.
I think about that a lot.
Yeah.
The privilege it is to tell somebody's story, and not just like the one side that we all know.
No.
Because I've been the person where I've sat across from somebody who thinks they know me, and has sort of preconceived thoughts of what they think I am.
Do you try to, that's a good point. So do you try to convince them? Are you trying to show them, like, you don't know me, this is who I am?
No, I mean, maybe deep down, it's more like I know when somebody's open to learning about me and to hearing about me. And I've known, and this was maybe before, but I also know when somebody already thinks, well, I know what she is. I know who she is. I know who her family is. I know this. I know her. And really, very few people do.
Right. They don't know. And that goes for not just someone who you might, because sometimes you look at somebody who's in the public eye and you think, oh, well,
I know them.
I know them. They don't have, their life is easy. They have everything paid for. What do they have to worry about? But I think that is one of those things, because I've been thinking about that in real life too, just about not judging someone because you catch a snippet of them. Like if I see someone yelling at their kid, and that could be me yesterday. Like, I don't mean to, but it's like a moment, and someone says, oh, well, I know them.
Her.
And I've had that, like on Twitter, someone said, oh, well, I saw, Hoda do X, Y, and Z. And I was like, oh, is that when I was dropping all my bags and I couldn't find my credit card and my kid was running away? Yeah, that was me in that 10-second moment.
I know, we all think, and I think that goes for people that are in the spotlight and not. We see somebody, we think we know their story.
Right, someone at the bus stop, it's like, oh, there's the mom who,
and we never know what people are going through. So I think it's our job when you're meeting with, whether it's somebody that we know or somebody we don't, to really like listen.
Brand new people.
And
like,
tell their story authentically, and that's tricky, right? Because...
Well, this is all. This is a long way of saying I'm really looking forward to this Alan Jackson interview tomorrow. It's going to be interesting.
I flew home thinking there's days of work where it feels like you're really full, and it felt like that.
Wow.
I loved listening to him.
Okay. All right. We're going to have that, and well, that's it for this episode of Today Talks. Keep watching for more of Today All Day.
Hey, thanks for watching our YouTube channel. Find your favorite recipes, celebrity interviews, uplifting stories, shop our favorite deals, and so much more with the Today app. Download it now.